Greetings and welcome to our segment on fading kitten syndrome. First of all, fading kitten syndrome is not a disease. It is the name of a collection of symptoms used to explain the unknown reason for the death of a very young kitten. And newborn kittens are very fragile, as we all know, and dependent on us to keep and provide a safe environment. Often young kittens are exposed to congenital environmental factors that can cut their lives short. And then there are those times when kittens die for no apparent reason. So first, let's examine the most prevalent risk factors for the development of fading kitten syndrome before we delve into the realm of the unknown. We have prenatal infections such as feline leukemia virus. This is a major cause of fading kittens, as are other viral infections such as feline distemper and FIP. We also have congenital disorders, birth defects such as hydrocephalus, which is water on the brain. Then there's spinal cord defects and cleft palates. All of these are life-threatening. Then we have parasite infestations. Kittens can be affected with many types of parasites, including roundworms, tapeworms, and hookworms, fleas, and coccidia. All of these can easily kill kittens. Then we have poor diet. There may be problems with the mother's milk. She may not be producing enough milk or may be transmitting diseases to her offspring through her milk. Then there's hypothermia. Kittens can't regulate their own body temperature for the first few days, so they must be kept warm, dry, and away from drafts. Then there's dehydration. Kittens need water to create proper blood volume and to help secrete waste. Diarrhea and inadequate consumption of milk are two causes of dehydration. So once we eliminate all of the above reasons for our kittens dying, we enter into the realm of the unknown. And I'm mainly speaking to breeders here because I can assume they know how to identify disease, keep newborn kittens warm, and how to supplement kittens that don't have proper weight gain, etc. I, as so many others have done, have had deceased kittens sent to the University of Georgia or some other veterinary college for necropsy, only to get the report back saying that no cause of death was found, which I have also found in talking to other breeders is a common result. So now we have a true mystery on our hands and lots of tiny lives at stake. So what else can we try? Well, fortunately, there is something that has worked for many breeders over the years, and that's what I'm going to share with you today. First of all, please be aware that I am not a veterinarian or any other kind of medical professional. I am, however, a cat breeder with over 25 years experience in breeding, birthing, and raising Persian cats, and that gives me a kind of knowledge and experience that just isn't possible to get out of a textbook. However, you may want to discuss the procedure I'm about to share with you with your veterinarian. Everything for this process can be obtained online without a prescription, and I'll give you the links to these items within the description of the video. So here we go. Since we have eliminated all of the obvious possible causes of death, we must seek to find a solution to what is unknown. And the treatment that has worked the best for breeders over the years is a diluted injection of a specific blend of penicillins. This product is sold under several different labels, and one of them is called Durapin. This particular product contains penicillin G benzathine and penicillin G procaine. You'll see on the back here, it has 150,000 units of each of those penicillins. Now it comes in many different labels, and this is another one. Has listed on here the penicillin G benzathine and penicillin G procaine. If you look on the label, there's 150,000 units of each of those ingredients, along with other things like preservatives and whatnot. So, do not get a product called Pen G. It is not the same. You need the combination product that has both penicillin G benzathine and penicillin G procaine in it. And these are usually sold under a cattle label. They use it for horses and cows and large animals like that, but it is okay to use it for our kittens. The other thing you are going to need is sterile water. Do not use lactated ringers, do not use tap water, do not use distilled water. Please only use sterile water that is labeled for injection. All of these products have expiration dates, so be conscious of that and work within those expiration dates. You will also need some iodine. This is to put on the umbilical cords when the kittens are born. What I use to administer the iodine is a cotton swab. Take off the lid of your iodine, dip in the cotton swab, and then coat the umbilical cord with your iodine solution. Do not re-dip the cotton swab into the tincture. You may, however, flip it around and use the other end of the swab and dip it in and put a little bit more on there if you need to, and then throw this away. For each kitten, use a new tip on the cotton swab. And do not stick the umbilical cord in the bottle and dip it into your bottle, because you will then contaminate the entire bottle of iodine. Always remember to use sterile items when you go into your product. Do not mix up any of these items. You're going to be mixing your penicillin and your sterile water in particular. Do not mix those for any more than just a couple hours ahead of time. So when the cat starts going into labor, that'll be your cue to kind of get organized, get your kitten delivery kit out, and start mixing up your solution. And I'm going to show you how to do that. You're going to need, first of all, your sterile water and your 3 cc syringe. I use a 3 cc syringe with a 22 gauge needle on it because the penicillin is very thick and hard to draw up through a small needle. So a larger needle makes that easier. These are generally the same syringes we use to give vaccinations, so you may have these in stock already. What you're going to do is draw up 1.5 cc's of your sterile water. And then you're going to take your penicillin bottle, shake it up really well because this stuff is really thick. You want to make sure it's blended properly. And you are going to draw up 1/4 of a cc of your combination penicillins. You give it just a minute here. It doesn't take much. 1/4 of a cc is not much at all. And what I do is I then put some air into my syringe, put on the cover, and you need to shake it up to mix it. And this is the solution you use to give to your newborn kittens. Get the air out, you got some bubbles in there. Clean it up a little bit if you need to. And put the needle cover back on. And what I do is I then get a clean syringe, take the needle off, and put on one of my small 27 gauge needles. And this is what I'll use to actually administer this solution to the newborn kitten. And you need to take the 22 gauge needle off of your mixture syringe and very cautiously insert the 27 gauge needle into the top of the syringe and draw up 1/4 of a cc of that solution. And it could be a little tricky because you're going to get some air. 1/4 of a cc isn't very much. And I can see I have more like 1/2. And since this is all sterile, I can put some of that back into my first syringe. So I have about 1/4 of a cc. And you can put that needle back on to keep it all in there. Put your cover on your 27 gauge needle to keep it safe. This is what you give to each kitten. Each kitten will get 1/4 of a cc of your penicillin and sterile water mixture. Now, to save money, what I do is I reuse this 3 cc syringe. But what I do is I put a clean needle on it for every kitten. That's very important. You always want to use a fresh needle with every kitten. And that's about it. If you have to go in for a C-section, which happens to everyone occasionally, take everything with you. Take a couple syringes if you know how many kittens are left in there. Take enough for each kitten, take a couple extras. Make up your solution ahead of time and take it to the vet with you. The other thing you will need to do after all the kittens are born is take your 3 cc syringe with your 22 gauge needle on it and draw out 1 full cc of the penicillin straight from the bottle for the mother cat. The mother's injection does not get diluted. She gets it straight out of the bottle. The kittens get the diluted version. The mother gets it straight undiluted. Now, what I have done is I have written all my instructions down in very simple terms on a little piece of paper, and I keep that in my kitten kit. I have just the basic recipe and how much of an injection the kittens get and how much the mother gets. So I hope this helps you, and if you have any questions at all, please feel free to contact me either through YouTube or on Facebook or on my website. I'm pretty easy to find, and I'll be happy to send you all of these instructions in written form so that you can keep it on your hard drive and share it with other people. So that's it for now, and I hope it saves many, many lives, and good luck in the future.